They weren't serving food, so my husband ordered me crab rangoons.
I know that's right.
Am I good? I moved to Macon when I was 20 years old. Was born in Jacksonville, Florida, but I only lived there until I was 4. And then I grew up west of Atlanta. I tell people I grew up in Atlanta. That's a lie. I grew up in the Six Flags part of Atlanta.
I know that's right.
Hey. What's that thing? The Minesweeper, the Minecraft, the mine train. Yeah, mine train. I grew up at Six Flags. I grew up in Douglasville, Georgia. And I wasn't really a person yet. I was just trying to figure out life. And I came to Macon against my will. My dad lived here. I lived with my mom in Douglasville. And my parents each had one of the kids. And my dad goes, "I am sick of your son, please take him back." And my mom's like, "Good, I'm sick of your daughter, she needs to come live with you." And it was fair. I was a bitch. And I was rude to my mother, which I just don't do. My mom's now my best friend, so it's okay. So my parents decided to trade their adult children because all I was doing was dating boys and smoking pot, which, what a life. So I come to Macon when I'm 20. I have no friends, but I immediately get a couple of jobs because I've never interviewed for a job I haven't landed. And
That's right.
hey, who remembers Joshua Cup Coffee?
Woo!
A few of us. I worked at Joshua Cup Coffee from the moment I landed here in Macon until it closed. I worked at their Zebulon location for a couple months. It closed in 06. Then I moved downtown, and that is really what gave me friends. Because up until then, I went to church with my dad, and those were the only humans I interacted with, and that's a good choice for some people. Not the best life for me.
You got that right.
So I lived with my dad, where he cooked me dinner every night. Always grilled chicken and veggies and instant mashed potatoes. And he would put on his favorite show for us to watch together, The O'Reilly Factor. And then at some point around 23 years old, I moved out on my own. And I started my first job here as a television news producer at 41 NBC. I wasn't a producer at first, though. I was a teleprompter operator. I spun the little wheel so the people could read the little words. And then something happened that had never happened to me before. Someone gave me a chance on something I'd never done. "Hey, Rachel, you're good with words. Why don't you try writing a news story?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna put the words I wrote on TV? I mean, remove all the expletives, okay." And it turns out I was pretty good at it. So I became the executive producer at the NBC station here, and I did that for 7 years. Then I went to WMAZ, which is a whole other story for another day. It was fine. And then I got hired to work for the mayor's office at City Hall and Communications, which is still what I do, until Friday. When I moved to Macon, I hated it. I hated it. Downtown sucked a long time ago.
I know that's right.
And for a lot of people, their experiences downtown as business owners or whatever has been very difficult. I love downtown. I have loved watching Macon grow. Because I was growing at the same time, I just didn't know it. There's a lot of disparities in Macon. And on the surface, it's really easy to see racial disparities, class disparities, socioeconomic things. But you've got people from all sorts of walks of life. We are a little blue county in a sea of red counties, if you know what I mean. And for a little city, we've got a big heart. And I'm moving at the end of this month to Philadelphia, where I have a job that is working. That is a job that I didn't expect to get, and I did, working in communications for the city again, for the fire department.
Woo! Fire department!
And I have been thinking about what I was going to say when I got up here, because I've told a lot of stories with a lot of feeling and a lot of well-worded and well-crafted sentences. I'm a little overwhelmed because so much of me is here. And I tell people all the time, I was born in Jacksonville, I was raised in Douglasville, but Macon made me. And Macon did make me who I am.
That's right.
Macon gave me confidence. And it's not just the city, it's the people. And if there were any haters, or people that rubbed me the wrong way, or wanted to watch the O'Reilly Factor every night, decided to take matters into my own hands and shift to what made me comfortable and spend time around people that made me feel good about myself. And I did the same for them. Iron sharpens iron. And the iron I have met here has sharpened me into the person that I always hoped I would be. And I'm not gonna cry. I still have crab rangoon to eat. But Macon will always be the one that got away from me because this place holds a special place in my heart. And I'm excited for new adventure and I love new things. But I'm in a glass case of emotion. And that's my story.